Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. Guys, oh my God. There's a lot of stuff going on energy wise, just a lot of stuff. And I think for many of us, we need to begin really considering some of the implications of what all of this means. I'm hopping right on to the live stream, the reading, and we're gonna go over it. It's a lot. It's a lot. Okay. Um, whew, first, why does it keep showing that? That's definitely not what I have. Thank you for letting me know, Village Baby. That's not what I selected. Blood Moon Lunar Eclipse, the 1111 Initiator. So, a lot of what's happening, um, it's stuff that is kind of flying under the radar. Okay. How many of you know that today we're having an eclipse? Today's an eclipse day. How many of you know that not only is it an eclipse day, it is a blood moon lunar eclipse? Not only is it a blood moon lunar eclipse, y'all, today is the start of that 1111 portal initiation. This is when everything is starting to dilate. Everything is kind of just doing its thing. There's a video that let me find it. Let me see. No, it's not that one. Here, it's this one. I'm gonna go ahead and airdrop this. And at some point during this live stream, I'm gonna play this video for you guys, just so that you get a grasp of the gravity of today. I wasn't planning on doing anything major. I was just going to do some readings. But the reality is, this is such a potent period. Such a potent period. And to not harness this, I mean, I could harness it for myself personally. I could, but it's something that needs to be beneficial for our entire community, right? Because I'm going live later today. That was always the plan, to go live later today, do some expedites again, maybe some personal readings, whatever it is. But now, with the gravity of this kind of pushing through, and I've been feeling it all day. Not a bad thing, a very productive thing. A lot of different potentialities, opportunities being presented. Like when I tell you guys, the opportunities are just beyond. It's insane. It's insane. Let me ask if I have permission, if I could share that. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. So it's been a tremendous influx of all these different potentials coming through, right? And these different potentials tie into different aspects of you. So many different aspects of different potentialities, different skills, different gifts, different passions of yours coming through, all of it coming through. The initiator is today. There are many, many things being initiated, and those things that are being initiated, powerful. But you got to be willing to harness it. You have to allow yourself to recognize what's being presented to you, you know? So we'll put that. All right. Oh, and for those who had been waiting, I finally listed on this link. Y'all are going to laugh. It is the Emmy Up Mega Activator. You'll get the Soul Skin plus Blu-ray Diamond Shield Amplifier. That's a massive activation. And that activation provides you with additional shielding and amplification, buffer zone, and a second external shield. You get the Protector Clone Droid activation, which I'm going to clone your energy and create a droid. Basically, like R2D2, but on steroids and highly aggressive, tied into your personal protection codes. Nothing's going to be able to usurp this. For those who are in my classes, and I've helped you with learning how to use droids and these clone droids that are totally just created strictly for your protection. My students are badass. It's extremely hard to breach them because they have this, and these droids answer only to you. Only to you. No one can hijack your droids. They can't. They can't hijack your code. In addition to that, the Blood Moon Lunar Mega Charger. This energetic repositories will be created, harvesting tremendous energetic potentials to be stored, to tide you over through this entire period of like, what is going on? What is going on? It will absolutely trump war water. Absolutely. Water is charged by the moon. And when you allow yourself to have a lunar megacharger that's dipped in the blood moon energy, I mean, y'all. And I'm probably not going to offer this MEFM up again. I'm going to be honest. It's a lot. It's a lot, So we just really need to make sure that we allow ourselves time to consider all of these different potentialities that are coming up. These potentialities tie into your ability to defend yourself, create opportunities for yourself, all sorts of just beautiful, beautiful potential. All sorts of beautiful potential. This is the time when you really need to put the effort and the focus on what it is you are trying to do for you. For many of us, we're noticing attempts to access our auric fields. For many of us, we're noticing all of these different types of really attempts to destabilize you, attempts to cause you to feel some type of way about yourself, about your life, about the details you've been living through. Don't believe that hype. Allow yourself to remain in a space of centeredness. Okay. Allow yourself to remain in a space of personal peace. Now, this is very, very important as this energy ramps up. This is powerful already. Just the first few cards. Yep. All right. This is tying into sad boy. There's this sad, sad boy. He's always sad. Someone needs to give this sad guy some I don't know, a cup of warm milk or something. I don't know, some snacks, a juice box, give him a blanket so he could take a nap. He's just sad. So I got the green light to share something from earlier today. I got a message from someone. For those of you who don't know, um, I have a history as a professional makeup artist. When I say professional makeup artist, I'm not talking about I work at the makeup counter. I'm talking about campaigns. I work on commercial campaigns. Um, and, with that, that's far back in my history. That's far back in my history. And so I no longer have, um, I no longer have the appropriate tools and proper range of shades for every complexion. So I don't take um, makeup bookings. But I did get a message earlier today for an opportunity that just it's not going to work for me because of where I'm located, first and foremost, and secondly, my lack of professional equipment to properly address this. But someone had thought that I was still in the area, and they had messaged me wondering if I would consider doing makeup for Lauryn Hill. I was like, unfortunately, I would have loved to. I would have loved to because I do have quite a bit of knowledge on stage makeup, underpainting, all of those different techniques. I know how to do drag type makeup and that was an opportunity. But again, that's not where I'm headed. And I had told this person, um, unfortunately, I no longer have the appropriate shade ranges, and for me to be able to properly represent myself and my true skill, I would need those things, right? Um, and then I'm not even in the area. And on top of that, I was totally like, if she was performing in San Francisco and I was in California, it's just one quick trip to the stage makeup store, and I could totally get a whole palette, very affordable oil based makeup, perfect for stage. I could get the fixer spray. That shit will stay on. She will not sweat that off. But knowing that that's not the direction that really I'm needing to go. It's amazing opportunity. And I was like, but she needs a spiritual guide. I'm gonna have to pass on being a makeup artist because again, the logistics of everything, it's just not gonna work. And the degree of integrity that I do any work that I do, it would not be permissible for me to um, borrow makeup from other people because I hold myself to a very high degree of makeup hygiene and sanitation practice. I was like, I'm not risking my reputation. She get pink eye, she get lip sore because I borrowed someone else's makeup that don't clean their stuff right. No, no, no. No, 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 no. Right? No, 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 no. So that's what I'm saying. This is a period. And I got that message this morning and I was just like, blood mood is ramping up. Because it is. This energy is booming. It is booming. I don't know if you guys are feeling it, but the passion is increasing. And this passion is what you're needing to focus on. What are you passionate about? What is it that you want to accomplish? Because you can't just take any opportunity. You have to take the opportunities that really help you come into better union with your divine purpose. Absolutely, yes, I'm capable of doing that degree of makeup artistry. That's I've done music videos, I've done um Comcast commercials, I've done all kind of stuff over the years. And that's really, I have the capacity to do that. But is that going to be something that helps me to better marry with my actual divine purpose? Probably not. I don't feel resonance with my divine purpose. So again, I had to just be like, unfortunately, I'm not able to. Um the the cycle, this upside down cycle that started this past summer, that's really drained you, depleted you, it's going to be coming to an end, an abrupt end. But if you're going to hold on to those same cycles, um, it's going to kind of like derail the progression that you could absolutely be in compliance with. There's a progression that's occurring in many of our lives right now. And this progression is something that is so far like beyond what we think we could handle. It is so far beyond what we think we can handle. And I'm over here, I was like, you know what? You know what you could do? um, you could absolutely um do this. I'm gonna have to just pass on Miss Hill. Love her, love her, love her, love her work, just love her. But what you could do is go ahead and let her agent know if she needs some type of spiritual guidance, clarity, a cleansing of her energetic space. Let a girl know. How about let me go ahead and put together a press junket and you just start contacting all of the assistants for all these celebrities going through things. And you just let them know, hey, I have someone who will help your boss really level out and get clarity and proper guidance. I'm down. I'm down. I'm at a point where it's like, as long as the opportunity remains in alignment with what I need to do, where I need to go within my personal journey, let's do it. Let's do. You want to put me on some big ass show? Fine. I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll behave myself. I will conduct myself with the utmost degree of professionalism and grace. Um, it'll be perfectly fine. I can handle it, right? So that's the thing. You can't just accept every single opportunity, even though the opportunities are amazing. You have to make sure that whatever these opportunities are, they are still in proper alignment with what you are here to do. Once upon a time, I was here to go ahead and do makeup, and I was good at it. I did makeup, I did hair, I did wardrobe, I did photography, I did post production editing, I did um, portfolio development for models who were newly signed with agencies. I did all of that once upon a time. That time is done. I'm living another life now. I'm living in a way where I'm needing to pause before I make any decisions, any commitments, and ask myself, is this in alignment with my divine purpose? The 1111 initiator is here. The energies are going to just continue to climb as we approach. Every day we get closer to that 1111 apex. More of this energy is filtering through. You know, these portal dates, these portals, they dilate and constrict 2 weeks before the date, 2 weeks after the date. The portal is not just magically open on 1111. It's not. And that goes for every single portal. Every single portal, right? So, there's an ending to this upside down cycle that's coming through. You have to make decisions that will support the ending of that cycle. If you don't allow yourself to make the decisions that are necessary to end those cycles, you're going to be in kind of like a state of limbo over the next several months. I would love for you to be able to avoid that unnecessary sense of being um, held in a static state, no forward progression, no progress, no additional opportunities that are tremendous. It's like just stagnating, just sitting, wasting time. You know, I would never go on Oprah. Oh my God. I didn't mean to say that out loud. Oh, shoot. Jesus loves me. Oh, yes, he does. Jesus loves me. Oh, yes, he does. Jesus loves me. Oh, yes, he does. For the Bible tells me so. I did not mean to say that out loud. I'm very sorry. Um yes, they will absolutely be one day. And the only way I would agree is if everything were on my terms. Yeah, it's just one of those things. So, going back to focusing on what this message is. All right, we have this masculine, he's flute man. Um, there's something that's being undone right now. Um, this upside down masculine had some upside down magic done on him. On them. I should say them because it might not necessarily be a male. It's just very masculine energies, right? So, there was some upside down stuff that happened, and that upside down stuff that happened, it's affecting your journey. Um, if you are the masculine, it's affecting your journey. Even if you are not the masculine, this ties into the upside down summer that you had. You know, that upside down summer that you had is something that has greatly been weighing on you. And maybe the weight of that, ooh, the weight as in the mass, the heaviness, and the weight as in the period of time you've been waiting for progression. It's reaching a fever pitch. It's something that has been greatly helping you to increase in your strength, in your um in your strength, in your stamina, in the way you are holding your form, right? Um, oh, I did see a comment from my last video asking if my working out stuff is becoming like, and they didn't mean anything bad by it, is becoming an addiction or a way to avoid. And I do want to mention this while live because I think it will help quite a few people who function like me to get a better idea of how it is they actually function. So, you guys hear me talk about all of these different internal processes that occur as I'm so hyper fixated on my fitness journey. And no, it's not an addiction and it's not a way to avoid because when I'm at the gym, I'm actually even more focused on the things that I need to face, right? I tune everything and everyone out, and I'm focused on the things that I need to face. And when I feel um, a lot of that trauma that's stored in my muscles and my skeletal structures, I'm feeling it being released through the movement. I'm processing it right then and there. Secondly, what you're witnessing in real time is the way ADHD hyperfixation works. Anytime I become very hyperfixated on something, this is how it plays out. I am super focused, super driven, and I have a very specific objective that oftentimes is extremely high, right? My expectations of myself and my performance is extremely high, pushing myself to the edge. And that's how I'm able to achieve things that most people are like, there's no way you can do that. There's no way you can do that in that time frame. Oh, yes, there absolutely is. I have ADHD. I hyperfixate. This is how I'm able to teach myself things and progress through things very quickly. So if you have that degree of intensity when it comes to hyperfixation, because you're a neurodivergent, because you have ADHD, whatever it is that causes you to hyperfixate, as long as it's healthy, and you need to make sure that you're really holding yourself to a level of awareness, like, because that's an important question. Are you avoiding? Right? That's a very powerful question. Um, Thank you, Kitty Claw. No, it was such a powerful moment, because in reading that, first off, I felt the love, right? I didn't feel like you were condemning me, judging me, or pointing out, or, being derogatory in any way. I didn't even feel any type of condescending energy in that. It was a genuine, like, hey, just want to make sure you're considering these things to ensure that you are balanced in what you're doing, right? So that was very, very powerful. And we need that right now in this period. That's what we need. We need people who can be in a loving way, like, hey, are you considering all of the different things that need to be considered? Are you making sure that what you're doing is still healthy for you? Right. And you guys were hearing me processing the ways in which I was allowing myself to come to the edge of potentially making this fitness journey into something unhealthy, and the process of me pulling myself back, like, no, what are you doing? What is the point of pushing yourself today for this exercise just to prove that's not healthy? You're going to hurt yourself, right? So you're seeing these processes. And now I'm understanding why those processes are something that have been very prominent in these live streams the past couple days, right? It's been very, very prominent, because this is the period that we're entering into. This is the initiation of the changing of your entire life. This is the initiation. You have to make sure you are balanced in what you are doing. You have to make sure. You have to allow the people who love you, and love you to the degree that they have the courage to be like, hey, I want to make sure. Is this balanced? Have you considered these aspects? Right? Again, I felt no negativity, no judgment in a negative manner, no condemnation, none of that. It was just like, simple question, right? I'm very fond of Kitty Claw. I am. I'm very fond of Kitty Claw. And so I know Kitty Claw's heart. There was nothing malicious about that question. So now's the time to really allow yourself to recognize, are the people around you who can help serve as a mirror, a sounding board, and maybe even an accountability council, right? And that's important. Are they there to protect you? Are they respectful of you? Because if these two things are not being considered for you, I think you need to reconsider their proper place in your life, right? Ooh, your support is pending. Hmm. That's a notification I just got. Your support is pending. Okay. For a couple of you, I think you're going to need to really pause and make sure the people that you're trusting to have your back actually have your best interest at heart. Okay. And this goes for projects, this goes for opportunities, friendships, relationships. Um, are the people you trust within your circle of trust simply because of how long you've known them? Is that what's happening? Or are the people you trust in your circle of trust because in the time that you've known them, regardless of the length of time, they have done nothing but confirm and reaffirm and reaffirm and reaffirm and reaffirm just how much they genuinely care and want your best interest? Always. Always. Right? So, invocation, you are calling to you all of these different opportunities, the different people that need to be present during your journey, the different opportunities that you need to consider to get you to the next space, to get you to a place of stability. All of these are being presented to you right now. Maybe you haven't recognized it yet in a tangible way. Like you haven't allowed yourself to look at the different opportunities that are already presenting themselves. Um, but also, maybe it's something that at first you feel like you don't want it. But after you take the time to remove the emotions and think, um, look at it from a strategic point of view, you'll begin to realize, okay, this is taking me a little bit further down a path that I know I should be on. But again, you're the only one that knows whether or not you should be on that path. You have to use a lot of discernment during this period, okay? Um ooh, okay. Mm, okay. There's something happening. It's a secondary individual. Let me just see. Okay. All right. So there's two energies presenting. There's two energies. One is unhealthy for you and they just need to go. You need to like, I don't know. Um for all of my Pinoys, all my Filipinos out there, you know exactly what this is. A listing thing. Okay, let me show you a picture. Walis ting ting. Walis ting ting. Okay. Damn, you want to charge $24 for a Walis ting ting? Are you kidding me? You just walk your ass to an Asian store, you get that for $3, $5, something like that. Oh, hell no. Trippin'. Trippin'. Okay, so let me show you a picture of what a listing thing is. So, it's a whole bunch of, like, these little sticks, right? And they are wrapped at the handle, and you use it like a broom. And because it's firm but also very flexible, it can move larger items. It can even serve almost as like a rake. You could use it for leaves and things like that. You could also use it to clean the floor. You just wet it and you use that, and it's a bomb type of Filipino broom. The thing I remember about Walis Ting Ting, because we had that growing up, if you take one of those little sticks, right? If you take one of those little sticks, um, that hurts. If you take one out and use it to whip someone, it hurts a lot. And it doesn't break. It's like it's like being flogged with a bamboo stick. It hurts a lot. So now it's this thing of like clearing them out with that. Like, it doesn't matter how dense. It doesn't matter how filthy, how much has been accumulated. You take your little listing thing and you sweep that away. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. Whatever this caca energy is, it push it away from you. Don't allow it near you. Do not give it permission. Do not give it consent. Do not allow yourself to get caught up in this space of like, I don't want to be rude. Y'all know about my stalker, right? I don't even want to claim him as my stalker. Ew, nasty. You know about the situation that's going on with a stalker that's been threatening my life? Has been going on for a couple years. Yeah, I firmly have this opinion that had I not taken the approach of like, I don't want to be rude. I don't think they have anybody. Just let them vent. No one needs to answer. That it would not have been um they would not have felt so enabled to be as disgusting as they have behaved, right? Am I saying it's my fault? Absolutely not. I didn't encourage that. I didn't encourage that. I don't deserve that. That's disgusting pig behavior, right? But I look back and I think of all the ways in which I could have done something different that would not have allowed this to continue to the degree that it did. Because I'm not repeating this with anyone else. I promise you. I'm not repeating this with anyone else. I don't care whose feelings get hurt. If I feel you crossing a line with me, if I feel the same type of energies that I felt at the beginning with this disgusting stalker situation, yeah, no. I'm going to let you know right then and there. I don't care if I hurt your feelings, because toxic people's feelings are not more important, more valuable than your peace. Give yourself permission to withdraw your consent to being accessed, to being contacted. Give yourself permission. Absolutely give yourself permission. Okay? That's super important during this period. You do not want to risk repeating any of these old, worn out, expired cycles that you've been living through for how long? This is a time where you decide, I want a future that I create, a future that I choose. I want the experiences that will grow me in the most compassionate, most peaceful way possible. As a matter of fact, I want you to say this to yourself. I give myself permission to move forward. I give myself permission to move forward. It's a very simple statement. It's a very, very simple statement, right? But the power in that. You don't have to wait for someone else to apologize. You don't have to wait for someone else to initiate your healing. You don't have to wait for any of that. You can simply give yourself permission to move forward. You can simply give yourself permission to exist in a way that's more aligned with the reality of the gravity of you. It's very simple. It's very, very simple. It's a simple thing to do, to give yourself permission to move forward. How will you move forward? Let your soul show you. Let it just unfold. So there's going to be movement, right? There's going to be movement. And this movement is something that can be very, very healthy for you, if you choose to allow it to be healthy for you. If not, then, I mean, it's going to be whatever it is that will encourage you to move forward, whether it's through adversity or through more gentle means. It's up to you. Oh, thank you, Kathy. Oh, wait, I want to see the sticker. I don't get to see the sticker on my end. Oh my gosh, Kathy, thank you so much for such a generous super chat. I deeply appreciate that. I very much deeply appreciate that. Let me go ahead and give that a heart. Okay. So manifest. Something is trying to convince you not to manifest what is appropriate for you. Don't believe that. You have all the power over yourself in your journey. You can manifest all the goodness that you want. You can manifest all the opportunities that you want. I'm in the process of manifesting the next part of my journey. How am I doing that? Am I meditating? No. If meditation works for you, beautiful. Keep meditating. If affirmations work for you, beautiful. Keep affirming. Keep saying the mantras. For me, I can't do meditation for myself. I could lead one hell of a meditation, but I can't do it for myself because my ADHD is raging. And I just get frustrated. I sit there thinking about how irritated I am that I can't meditate. Do I do affirmations? No. Why? For me personally, um, and again, this is just for me personally. When I tried to do affirmations years ago, it felt like I was lying to myself. It became this thing where I began to feel an awareness that I didn't believe I could do it. And so as I did the affirmations, it was the equivalent of me trying to convince myself. And when I enter into a space of trying to convince myself of something, that never works out well for me. It just never works out well for me. It doesn't. It doesn't. So I'm at the gym and I don't think I can do this. I don't think I can do that. I'm not going to sit there and affirm. I'm not going to be like, you can do it, girl. You can do it. No, because then as I say that, I'm not feeling that. I don't feel like I can lift it. So I'm going to start, instead of hearing what I'm saying, you can do it, I start to focus on what I'm feeling, which is, I can't, it's too heavy. I can't do it. I'm too tired. I'm going to hurt myself. All of these different reasons why I don't believe in myself. So I don't say that. I don't do affirmations. I don't try and convince myself. What I do it, lift it, show yourself, show me what we can do. I don't think I can do it. Show me, lift it. I'd be having these conversations with myself. Not even joking. I'd be having these conversations with, show me. Show me. And you know what always ends up happening? I show myself whether or not I can actually do it. That's what ends up happening. So I don't do the affirmations. If affirmations work for you, beautiful. Keep at it. If meditation works for you, beautiful. Keep at it. Keep going. Keep going with it. It doesn't work for me though. Then it's okay. I'm sharing this more for the people who are not able to work with those tools, who those tools are not something that helps them, right? We have to make sure that we always take into consideration the way we actually function. I have had so many people over the course of my life telling me to do this or that, um, because they say that it will work for me. How do you know? How do you know? How do you know what's best for me when really though, I haven't even shown you who I actually am. So how could you know what's best for me when the reality is you don't even know me? These are the conversations that I have in my head. These are the very conversations and questions that help me to really keep other people's opinions um, where they belong, right? Some opinions I need to kind of take heed. I need to kind of be like, okay, have I considered this yet? Do I need to? I think I might need to see if I need to consider this, right? For people who have this really deep connection with me, it's reciprocated and we have private conversations. Absolutely. I'm gonna hear everything you say. I'm gonna be like, what do you think? What do you think? Do you think this is like, I want your opinion. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on this? Like, I'm unsure. I need to hear what you think because you can see from a different perspective. I'm so immersed in this. I need to see from a different perspective. It's never a cookie cutter approach for circumstances that you live through. You always have to consider, do I need to involve someone I trust in this process? Do I need to ask them what they think? Like, I'd be going to my BFFs. I'd be like, girl, can you ask your dangle or something? Mind you, I have how many pendulums? Can you ask your pendulum a little something, something? Like the other day, I asked, "Hey, could you ask your pendulum a question for me? Could you?" I'm like, I just want to know, is my assessment of what I picked up on accurate? Hey, my BFFs know me really, really well. And so one of her first comments was, I don't even know why you asked that. You know you're accurate. Just because I gaslight myself. I can be accurate for other people, but it's hard to be accurate for yourself, right? It's okay. When you have people in your life that you trust, let them in. Really let them in. Let them serve the appropriate part that they were designed to serve, which is a space of safety, a space where you can think freely, openly, and just get some honest feedback. As we enter into this initiation period, so many opportunities are going to be presented to you. Not all of them are good. I'll tell you that right now. I'm not about sugarcoating things. Not all of these opportunities are good. And if you can't discern which one is good, which one is bad, if you can't discern which one you should participate in and which one you should not, it's time to begin really letting the people you trust serve as a sounding board for you, right? So, his second energy that comes through, I'd be so tired of this guy, I'm telling you. I'm not, I mean, I kind of am, but I kind of need to just chill. Even my stomach is talking. I'm okay. Let's just chill. Okay. So, um, this guy, the flute player, hold on. Let's put his face on the screen. This guy who is super fixated on you. There's someone that's just super fixated on you, right? Um, and I think they're fixated on you because their higher self won't let this go. It's not like they're desperate. I think it's important to salvage some of their feelings. I, the Lord of sea and sky, I have heard my people cry. I have wept for love of them. They turn away. I will break their hearts of stone. Give them hearts for love alone. So you guys, I don't know why there's certain topics where the savage in me just comes out. Let's salvage some of this flute player's feelings, okay? You know what their song is? I keep on falling in and out of love with you. Sometimes I love you. Sometimes you make me blue. Sometimes I feel good. Sometimes I feel used. Loving you, darling, makes me so confused. I keep on falling in and out of love with you. I never loved someone way that I love you. Ooh, never felt this way. You guys, this guy irritates me. Like, why are you in every single reading? Go away. Live your life. For real, live your life. Whoever you are, live your life. Anyways, this poor guy, has issues. He's been struggling. He wants to connect to heart, right? There's a need to be connected to the heart, a heart-based connection. I don't know if they have a heart. Look how big my hair is getting. I don't know if they have a heart-based connection with you or not. I just know that their higher self I just know their higher self will not allow them to move forward from this. So this is an initiation period. Maybe they can get their thoughts together enough to figure out what they need to do. They've been observing you. Okay. This is just like a constant message. They're observing you, they're watching you, they're watching you. They're watching you. Michael is like, I'm hungry. I'm getting hangry. I'm like, I'm hungry, hangry. They keep observing you because in their eyes, you are a sage. You are a sage. You are you are quite possibly the most intelligent, intellectual person they have ever come across. There is something about the way your mind functions that is just so irresistible. Yes, everything about you is irresistible. Okay. So they're not going to get over you anytime soon. They're going to keep staying fixated on you. Wait a minute. Is my hair doing some corkscrew stuff? Don't be doing that. Don't be doing that. Next thing you know, you're going to be all tangled and can't be released. Oh shoot. They're tangled all over you. That's what it is. Hold on. There's some really powerful things happening right now. Define sage. Okay. No. Let's see. Ooh. Latin for salvia, healing plant from salvus, which is safe. You're healing and you're safe to them. You are wise. Having, showing, or indicating profound wisdom. This is what they see in you, right? Sapere, be wise. Okay. So let's see. By definition, the sage is considered a mentor in spiritual and philosophical topics who is renowned for profound wisdom. Wisdom is accumulated knowledge or erudition of enlightenment. Are you an erudite? I consider myself a neo-erudite. They don't like technology. Wisdom. Okay. The sage is thought to have wisdom that comes with age and experience, or the wisdom keeper in some societies. I'm wondering if their higher self continues to draw them to you because you have the pieces of a puzzle. right? You have pieces of a puzzle that will help them to better understand the way they need to move through this journey, right? Hakamim, Hakam, Hakamim. Jewish scholars and biblical interpreters often translate it as the wise. The question is, who are the sages in the Bible? Um, the sages were the active leaders and teachers of the Jewish religion from the beginning of the Second Temple period until the Arabian conquest of the East. Okay. Hold on. There's a secondary message. Hold on. Being. Mm. Sasanian Empire. That ties in somehow. Iran was the last Iranian empire before the early Muslim conquest. There's information. What were they known for? There is something to do with this. There is something. I don't know what it is. There's too much info. There's too much info. Too much. It has to do with this empire. It's Persian. Parthians. Okay. It has to do with Persia. They're the last great oriental power of late antiquity, which at its height ruled over most of Central Asia and Near East. Okay, I'm gonna have to look into this after the live stream. The significance. The seaport quest of the Indian Ocean. I'm not allowed to talk about this. Okay. The question is, what was the significance of the Arab conquest of the East? And this has to do with like the fall of the Persian Empire, right? So it says, after capturing this region, the Arabs provided a lot of positive impact on this region in every field, such as social and political issues, religious changes, and cultural and economic development. Their main target behind this invasion was the seaport quest of the Indian Ocean. Okay, I'm moving forward because because of the wonderful things he does. Okay. So they consider you the sage, right? Let's go back to this sad guy. This sad guy continues to see you as the sage, bringer of wisdom. They go ahead and observe you continuously because in their observation of you, they're gaining more clarity on what it is. Yes, Teresa. It's the point of origination. I wish I could talk about it. I wish. What would I give if I could live out of these waters? What would I pay to spend a day warm on the sand? Bet you on land they understand. Wish I could talk about this matter. A bright young woman, sick of swimming, ready to stand and ready to know what the people know. I'd ask them my questions and give them answers. Ah. Anyways, yeah, no, this is someone who continues to be patient. I think they see you as like a turtle. I think it's true. They see you as a turtle. Like they think that you're going to just pull back into your shell if they come forward. Yeah, well, they're not going to find out until they come forward. So that's that. Okay. This is no longer a paradox that we're living in. This is the reality of what's happening. You are being encouraged to go in every single direction you could possibly ever potentially choose. Everything is being opened up to you. There's no more paradox. Let's define paradox. Define paradoxical paradox. A seemingly absurd or self contradictory statement or proposition that, when investigated or explained, may prove to be well founded or true. Yep. Yup. Okay. A situation, person, or thing that combines contradictory features or qualities. I am a paradox. I am. I am. I am. I am. I am. I want to quesadilla. um. This right here. Mm, this right here. Been feeling heartbroken with what's going on, praying for clarity from the divine. Doesn't feel right to stay silent. Speak loudly. Speak loudly or in whispers. It has to be spoken about. I just can't be the one to speak about it. I don't understand why. I don't agree with whatever reasoning there might be. But I am in a point of my journey where going against direct instruction from my own soul is just not something I can do anymore. So I encourage all of you to not be silent, to speak loudly, to speak clearly, to allow your discontent with those who represent you to be known. Many, many, many people are speaking loudly, speaking very, very loudly about their discontent with the actions of their leaders, the actions of governments that are meant, designed, advertised as representatives of the people they govern. I'll tell you right now, I did not consent to be represented in this way. That is all I can say. I did not consent to be represented in this way. I did not consent to have the monies that are taken from me against my will, taken from me, and to be used to expand empire and to support certain actions that are clearly things I can't talk about. I wish I could. Submission to the will of soul is not always easy. It is not always pretty. It is not always something that you will understand, but it always is something that protects you from things that are unnecessary. It prevents the intentional derailment of your progression, of your purpose, of the unfolding, the blossoming of you. I did not consent to be represented in this way. And I know many, many, many people who are also not being properly represented by those who we allegedly elected to govern us. It's not okay. It's not okay. And for those of you who are free to speak, I hope you do. I hope you do. I hope you find others who speak of the same desires for peace and to speak even loudly, even more loudly with them. I think most people, most, are not okay with what's happening. There's a difference. This is the last I will say. There's a difference between having a negative opinion about the actions of a government and having negative opinions about a people, a group of people. Those are two very different things, as we already know. For the most part, our governments don't represent us appropriately, that they are not representing what we, the people who they represent, actually want. And it's going to take a lot of people speaking openly about things that need to be spoken about. But my soul has never wavered on the instructions, even before all of this. My soul has been very, very, very clear. There are certain things that I can be involved in and other things that I am to not partake in. And what I mean is that I cannot join you in the ending. Instead, I will work diligently to prepare the new beginning that all of us will converge in. There will be no one left behind. There will be no groups of people that are not allowed to be in the new beginnings. Every ending is a precursor to a new beginning. And I am not here to participate in cycles that do not honor the purpose that I have incarnated for. So, yeah, that's very hard. That's very hard as a person who is extremely passionate about justice, equality, fairness, humanity. It's hard to stay quiet. It's very, very hard to stay quiet. Versatility in reverse. I don't think you're supposed to be spreading yourself thin. It is very difficult to carry forward with conversation as though the lives affected are insignificant in some way. It's very, very difficult. And it's very challenging. Very, very challenging on a personal level to exercise such a degree of self control and abstinence, to abstain from conversations, to abstain from conversations regarding topics that occupy 90% of my thoughts every day. That's very challenging. It is very challenging. But as Michael says, if I am to be properly prepared for what I'm supposed to do, I cannot continue to conduct myself as an extremely precocious child incapable of self control. Here's the reality, though. If you were to let a precocious child simply just observe unedited, unbiased footage of what is taking place, children know right from wrong better than adults. There is no politics involved in the perception of a child. Children inherently know the most basic of truths, what honors life and what desecrates it. I would much rather be a precocious child than an unfeeling adult concerned about the politics. And that's just kind of the reality. I've never been one to involve myself in political discussions. And Michael says, now is not the time to begin. So, versatility in reverse. This is telling us that right now you have to be very mindful of what it is. You have to really be focused on what you need to focus on. You have to be very clear on what it is that needs to happen, because you are about to be empowered to become the alchemist. Michael says, I'm cleared to discuss a small portion of why I'm not allowed to speak on matters. I don't have a typical soul. I don't. I don't have a typical soul. I am here for very specific purposes. I am not here to save anyone. I am not here in a messianic type role. I am here simply to facilitate the next part. The decisions that need to be made right now need to be made by the people who will be most affected by the decisions. I am not part of the collective. I am simply entrusted to be a steward of it. So the collective must decide. And I am not to sway their decision in any way. And I'm not to provide clarity. Because it would rob the collective of the process to develop their own clarity and sovereignty. And so I'm not allowed to talk about things that would derail your progression as a collective. Because again, I'm not part of the collective. I am here entrusted as one of the very few who serve as stewards. Nothing more than a caretaker. Nothing more than a caretaker. I cannot make decisions for you. I cannot try and sway you what to decide, how to live, how to see. I can simply only share with you the way I see my own personal circumstance, and hope that in the sharing of the way I see my life, you can apply some of that logic and cultivate the way you see your own. But it is very clear, even before this global event kicked off, look back at the videos from several weeks, even up to 2 months ago. That same lesson, I have to stay in my lane. I have to shut my mouth. I have to stop over explaining and interfering with people's processes. Soul was already letting me know things are about to happen, and it's going to be hard. And you're going to want to talk openly and freely about things that you can see so clearly the way it will pan out. But you cannot, because that is interference, interfering with the process of the collective whole. is not allowed. It is not allowed. There is a man. This man was alive in, like, I think it was 70s and 80s. I don't remember anymore. I don't remember his name. But it was a man who came from the Christic band of consciousness. And he had the capacity to heal. He had messianic powers. His abilities were categorically comparable to that of a Messiah. This living man. If you find his name, you can find his story. He was executed multiple times, and he kept regenerating. And the final time they executed him and they dismembered his body and took his body to different corners of the world. This is a factual thing. And they thought they were done with him, that there was no way he could regenerate after that. Except he did. He did. And he did not wage war. He simply went to those people's representatives of governments and said, if you really don't want me here, I will go. But no, there are many more of my people who are coming. And if you are not yet ready for us, I will go. But once my people arrive, you will not be able to get rid of us. I don't remember his name. Yep. So this period that we're entering into, use it wisely. Yes, he was from Africa. I don't remember his name. That doesn't sound familiar, though. Let me see. Oh, I can't copy and paste what you wrote. But that's the thing. Part of the deception that's been placed upon all of you ties into this programming, this elitist program, where you are programmed to think and feel that you need to number yourself among those who are not part of the collective because you want to be the chosen, right? You want to be elevated amongst others. That you're not enough as you are. You have to be something else. You have to have a title. You have to be part alien. You have to be this. You have to be that. You have to be this incarnated something, 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 something. Why? Do you know how powerful it is to be part of the collective? Do you think this gold lined teacup is the end all be all most powerful thing, that being the water in a teacup dipped in gold is the goal? I beg to differ. You're making it a goal to be water confined in a teacup, when what you actually are is a part of a vast ocean. What I would give to simply be a drop in the ocean. what I would give to be a drop in the ocean. Stop trying to be something that you're not. Instead, powerfully harness what you actually are. Stop identifying as something that you're not. That's why you always feel like you don't measure up, because you're trying to be something, someone that you're not. Most of my life, I tried to be an average person. It's nothing I wanted more than to be a regular, average person. How beautiful that is. To be able to read social cues, to be able to socialize in a not weird way, to fit in, to be with your peers, to be understood, to be accepted. And as hard as I tried, even in spiritual groups, I've tried my entire life. It's only recently that I finally stopped. I tried my entire life to be something that I'm not. And that's why I was always kept so painfully aware of how I don't fit, how I don't belong, not even in the weird group, not even in the spiritual group, not even with the conspiracy theorists, not even in any of the fringe communities that I would enter into, because maybe I'm just fringe. Maybe that's it. Maybe I'm not mainstream. Maybe I'm fringe. Nope, not even there. You guys have heard me share about how I tried to be part of different spiritual communities, spiritual academies, and all these different things. And each time, I did not get to spend much time there because I did not belong there. For those of you who know me from Facebook, you saw how this played out several times. What did I do during those periods? What did I do? How did I initiate those dramas? Those nonsensical, unnecessary dramas. What did I actually do? Not a goddamn thing. Not a goddamn thing. Because I was a friend? Because I overgave? Because I reached a point where I was like, wait, something doesn't feel right. Because I wouldn't allow myself to be used anymore? And not even telling people off, calling them out, publicly embarrassing them, not even that. Simply just taking a step back, like, something doesn't feel right. I'm going to take a step back. This doesn't feel right. That's all I did. That's all I did. As long as you continue to try and identify and live as something that you are not, because you think what? If you have that title, you'll have more worth. You already have a worth. You're already worth so much. Why do you think an entire war is being waged on the spiritual realms? Because you're already worth that much. When are you going to see? When are you going to accept you as you are right now is perfectly calibrated for right now? There's nothing you need to intentionally change in order for you to gain some type of worth. You don't have to become someone different. You don't have to be more like that person, less like that person. You only have to be yourself. That doesn't even take effort. It doesn't take any effort to be you. All of this effort that you place into trying to be a caricature of yourself so that those who cannot even accept themselves will find you more acceptable. They can't even accept themselves. How could they ever accept you when they're incapable of accepting themselves? They won't. They can't. Do you know why you feel so safe in this environment? Do you know why you feel like you're at home when you're with me? Do you know why? Because as a person who is now capable of accepting myself as I am, knowing there is room for growth, expansion, modifications, refinements, I can accept you as you are. Do you have that feeling inside you that you could tell me anything and I'd be like, oh, and then what happened? Things you can't tell other people, you can tell me, and I'd be like, are you okay? No, I believe you. No, I've had that happen to me too. I believe you. I don't think you're crazy. Like, you feel that in your heart that you could tell me anything privately, and I'd be like, oh, no, I get it. No, it makes sense. It makes sense to me. You have to stop playing the role. You have to stop all of this stuff that you're doing to try and be a person that you're not. Because all that effort you're putting into it, is draining your fortitude. Your fortitude is what will get you through the period that you are in right now. And so long as you continue to waste your energy and your time on the things that you don't need to waste your energy and your time on, you know what happens? Nothing. You're welcome, Crispy. So, renewal. You're about to be renewed. You have to allow this process to happen. You have to give yourself permission to allow this. I give myself permission to move forward. I give myself permission to continue with my process. I give myself permission to no longer wait for something outside of me to create or give to me what is already rightfully mine, which is what? What is rightfully yours? Your life, your potential, your ability to co create the details that you prefer. That is already yours. Ready but waiting. Are you really ready? Are you really ready? Because if you're really ready, then what are you waiting for? There is no one outside of you that has authority over you. The only authority governments have over you is the authority you grant to them. And because this video and the things I've talked about is so potent that I already know the reach is going to be restricted tremendously, let me just talk about it. Look into sovereignty. Look into state nationals. Look into the scope of straw man. Look into the scope of legalese, maritime law, all of those things. I'm just giving you the terms. I'm not going to explain it. Look into those terms. If you've never heard those terms before, look into those terms. State national. Look into that. There is a 3-letter agency That is not even federal. It's a privately owned corporation. And if one of you knows what that 3 letters is, go ahead, put it in the comments. I'm not allowed to say it on the live because that would take it too far. Michael says, take it too far. Take it all the way. Stop being a bitch. Uh-huh. I think maybe some of you need to be aware. You willingly comply with things that oppress you, yet vehemently fight, resist the very things that would embolden, empower, and elevate you. Yup, Teresa. The first letter is right, Ocean. Nope, I'm not talking about those, but those are also let me not. Village baby, you're going to get me in big trouble. This alphabet organization, we willingly submit information every year. Uh-huh. That is yup. Okay. So, center in reverse. Something, the same thing that tries to drain you of your fortitude to get through this period is also making major efforts to keep you from being centered. Right? Y'all need to y'all need to be reading what Teresa is writing. Ding 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 ding. Y'all need to be reading what Teresa is writing in every live stream. Yep. Yup. If you're not on YouTube, you need to hop on YouTube and read what Teresa is writing because mhm. And let me just say state national is not the end all be all. There's other levels to that. There's other levels to sovereignty that I cannot talk about that I wish I could share so much. I wish I could share so much. Moderation in reverse. So those who are in positions of authority right now, they're not seeking to go into these different processes using moderation. Not at all. Not at all. Okay. Not at all. And if you think, Carl, if you think that lineage is the top dog, mm-mm, mm-mm. No, it is not. It is not. That is what they um, allow you to be aware of. Um, stretch, stretch in reverse. They want you to become um, very staunch in your distorted beliefs because for most people, your beliefs are very distorted. Um, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying it's distorted because you've heard other people talking about all of these different things and you've taken most of that in as truth and you haven't had the opportunity to compare that information with unadulterated, non-bastardized information pertaining to the same subject. For example, Let's do spiritual communities. Spiritual communities, spiritual teachings. They tell you like high vibe, positive vibes only, high vibe. Of all the focus is on vibration. Vibration is energy that is held internally. Frequency is externalized energy. So those two are inversely tied, meaning they're like at opposing sides of a seesaw. When one goes up, the other goes down. When this goes down, the other goes up, right? They are inversely tied. And so if you really allow yourself to begin learning about oscillation rates, fission, fusion, particle, particle, particum, those types of things, standing scalar waves, morphogenetic templates, you'll begin to understand, if you get unadulterated information, that a higher frequency is the preference, that the emphasis, your focus should be on your frequency because it's your resting frequency, the level of resting frequency that you are anchored at. That is what is determining the degree of dimensional consciousness that you can access. And they keep telling you higher vibration, which inherently will lower your frequency, further limiting your access to much more profoundly expanded awareness. Because of the way this information is being presented and the monkey see, monkey do nature of the collective, you are willingly choosing, volunteering to be phase locked in a lower level of understanding, a lower level of existence, a lesser degree of conscious capacity to co-create, to manifest, to shift the trajectory of the collective's journey. That's what you do when you participate in that. And it is not for me to convince you not to. These are decisions sovereigns must make as a sovereign. These are the decisions you need to make. Your soul is providing you everything you need to come to the conclusions you need to come to. I don't know what those conclusions are. I don't know what those conclusions are. Right? For example, we all have a proper place. We're all supposed to be different in some way, shape, or form while still maintaining some degree of unity through our diversity. But if someone, a guru of some kind, was to teach everyone and somehow convince people that to be a purple frequency, which is the visible portion of a frequency, right? Audio-visual components of frequency is dependent on the level of frequency you are witnessing. So purple frequency is superior. Everyone wants to be purple. Well, but how are we going to have a rainbow if everyone is purple? Like everyone needs to be whatever they are. Not making it a goal to be more like whoever you think you should be based on people you're observing. That's playing a character. This blood moon lunar eclipse, being the 11/11 initiator that it is, it's gifting you the opportunity right now, today, to decide for yourself how this next part of your life is about to go. Let me share this video real quick. I don't remember if she played any songs, so if she's playing songs, I won't be able to share it. I'll have to take it down. But All right. Let's go ahead.
Okay, y'all. So, what does the creation of the atomic bomb, Chernobyl, the COVID pandemic, the Titanic sinking, Obama, Bush, Biden, Trump, the Queen of England, Charles, Diana, all have in common? Oh, wait, I have even more. All eclipses. We are in eclipse season. I just listened to a 3-hour podcast on eclipses. I have it linked below. It was absolutely fantastic. And I have to go through the eclipses through history and everything that happens during eclipses, because this is a real time in history, regardless of what type of astrology you follow. When the sun, the dragon eats the sun and the dragon eats the moon, the world collectively goes through a lot of shit. So let's go through. Okay. Martin Luther King's assassination, the Civil Rights Act, Lincoln's assassination, the Gettysburg Address, Barack Obama, born at a solar eclipse, first inauguration eclipse, re-elected eclipse. Trump, born on an eclipse, elected eclipse. Biden, born on an eclipse, elected eclipse. Bush, born under the eclipse, elected eclipse. Prince, under the eclipse. Prince William, born under the eclipse. Charles and Diana, married under the eclipse. Kate Middleton, born under the eclipse. Charles, born after an eclipse, maybe by 2 weeks. That's the longest time span between these times. The book published about Charles and Diana that led to the divorce, Eclipse. The father of Queen Elizabeth dying, making her Queen, Eclipse. The brother, the Queen Elizabeth's father's brother, who was supposed to be king, when he decided he wasn't going to be king, Eclipse. Eclipse, eclipse, eclipse. Okay? That's not all. Titanic sinking, eclipse. Wall Street crash, Black Tuesday, eclipse. Fall of Constantinople, eclipse. Einstein's theory of relativity, eclipse. All of Einstein's famous papers came out during the eclipse season. It was called his miracle year. United Nations Charter formed, eclipse. Nelson Mandela, every single time he was arrested, eclipse. Got out of prison, eclipse. Elected president, eclipse. End of World War I, eclipse. Rosa Parks, the day she decided to get off the bus, did not give up the seat on the bus, eclipse. First phone call ever made, eclipse. Bitcoin, eclipse. First proposal for the internet, eclipse. Up next, you know the astrology is coming for the full moon, the end of this eclipse season, the turning of the nodes. It's going to be a big one. I have some connections between the fall of Cancer. I'm trying to make the connection between the fall of Constantinople, which was actually the fall of Rome, which then became the Roman Church. And who were they fighting but the Ottoman Empire? And it was
The content creator, I'm going to put it on the screen. Hold on. Bring it all the way to the end. Hold on. You see that? Chakra Finder. That's the content creator's name. Chakra Finder. Right? So when did this video pop up for me? When do you think this video popped up for me? This morning, as I decided, you know what? I'm just going to cancel. I'm just going to cancel the live stream, the expedites. I'm going to cancel it. I haven't really pushed it. And I don't feel like doing it. Who cares? We've had how many eclipses already? And yeah. And then Michael's like, no, you're not. And I'm like, why? This is at like 2 or 3 a.m. this morning. I woke up for no effing reason and was just laying in bed. I was like, I'm just going to cancel it. And yeah, I was like, the few people who have gotten expedites, I'm just going to go ahead and privately message them, give them a private link to a private event, do those last couple, the couple expedites that came through. And I know YouTube was hiding the event for later today. I know that. And I was just like, I'm tired. I want this to just be my off day. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to lay around. Just get some pump on my legs for today and just, have it be a lazy day. Yeah. I woke up at like 2 this morning with that thought in my head, and Michael goes, "No, you're not." And I'm like, "Why?" So much attitude. Puts that video up on the screen. At which point I was like, "Okay, what's this eclipse even? What is this eclipse even?" You guys, I'm not into it. Well, I'm kind of into astrology, but I don't understand it, right? I'm astro illiterate. And so I don't track any of these things. The reason this came up was because of a private conversation I was having with my soul sanctuary members. We were talking to for y'all who were in that convo. Y'all know I was like, there's this intense blah, 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 blah. You guys need to be ready, giving them some really intense information. I was like, 2 weeks before the 11/11 portal. It's really, really important. It's powerful and this and that. And then someone was like, that's the eclipse. And I was like, what? Eclipse? Another fucking eclipse. That was legit. Like, that's how I felt. Another fucking eclipse. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. And that's when I pulled out the calendar and I was like, what day is the eclipse? The 28th? That's exactly 2 weeks before the 11/11 portal. It's being initiated. Something powerful is being initiated today. And as Teresa said, Teresa said something while the video was playing. Yup. Yup. Queen of Hearts. Oops. Sorry. Queen of Hearts. Yup. Yup. So, as much as I wanted to have a lazy day today, I'm not having a lazy day today. Understand the gravity of what's being offered in those expedites. I'm not even trying to sell anything. I'm saying understand the gravity of what's being offered in those expedites. This is the way it works. Even if I can't participate in this collective cycle that's happening, I can empower the fucking shit out of all of you. Even if my hands are tied for my personal involvement, one of my most highly developed gifts is to always find the loophole. To always find a way, no matter what the technicalities are, to always find a way to successfully complete mission objective. I've been this way ever since a child. Can you imagine the pain in the ass that I am as a child? Because if I do not resonate with what you're trying to dictate, there's no way. And I will recruit everyone else to see things the way I see it. Remember, I can see clearly ever since childhood. I did not have an awakening moment. I was born like this intense too. I'm not even joking. The level of intensity that I naturally have, I tone it down way, way much because of the fact that it makes a lot of people uncomfortable. Like a lot of, even my siblings, they get uncomfortable. They're like, oh my God, you're fucking being intense again. Shit. Can you just chill? Can we just not have a chill? No, we can't. Your sister has no chill. Why do you think my sense of humor is so highly developed? Because I was so intense as a child that I became aware of how uncomfortable I made everyone. So make them laugh. I digress. Just because I cannot be involved in this part of the collective decision making does not mean I cannot empower you to see clearly, to think clearly, to be so solid within your space that you enter into a space of being absolutely unfuckwithable. Right? I mean, really though, what exactly do you need to make things more appropriate for your journey? What do you need? Hmm? What is it? Go check out the list of stuff and see the ways in which I can make shit happen for you. Absolutely. I didn't just need a Scorpio mother. Pretty much everything in her chart is Scorpio. I was so hidden in the depths of her oceans. I was so hidden, even as a child. Everything she decided kept me hidden. Soul just always knows what's best. When she passed away, there was something that I wrote. I had said that she has always been the mother that I needed, especially when I didn't understand. Especially then. This whole time, I had merely come to terms with the assumption that I was kept hidden because she was ashamed. Ashamed that I was so weird and so eccentric and so ridiculously verbose and intense. And now I realize she did what she could to keep me hidden. Not because she was ashamed, but because it wasn't time for the world to know me as I am now. There are things that are trying to tone down your brilliance. They're trying so hard for many of you, trying so hard to reduce your shine, to convince you that if you shine, you're going to be weird. You're going to be out of place. Do you know how many people are now comfortable posting on social media their abilities? People who have telekinesis, all the clairs, all of those different things. Like, weird is the new normal. You don't need to apologize, Queen of Hearts. I needed that. I needed that clarity because I've never had that clarity until now. Right? We tell ourselves stories that validate our fears, that validate and amplify our insecurities. We do that our entire lives until we reach a point where we no longer want to play this really mean joke on ourselves. And when we're ready to hear the truth and see the truth for what it is, we're gifted recognition of the truth, oftentimes through triggering. We have to learn to be grateful for the triggers. See, triggers on their own, they're simply a tool to project you out into the environment. That's all they are. Right? So, magnetism in reverse. When you have a higher concentration of vibration, your vibration is much higher than your frequency. What ends up happening is it affects the spin of your electrons. And as that spin is affected by your vibratory state, you become much more magnetized and then much more dense. Magnetism in reverse is an instruction from soul. You are being told to allow to increase your frequency. An increase in frequency is a lowering of vibration. And as that vibration lowers and the frequency inherently increases, what happens is an effect on your electron spin. It causes you to become much more electric, much less magnetic, and therefore much more expanded in your awareness of your proper place within your life. You are being given instruction on how to move forward. Pretty much all of the expedites that I have offered for today will do just that, regardless of what you choose. What a lot of people don't realize, I recalibrate that frequency and vibration, the oscillatory rate. I have to recalibrate that in order to do any expedite on you outside of simply doing a card reading or a scan. I have to recalibrate that because why? Because if that is not properly calibrated, I will injure you as I work on you because I'm extremely high frequency naturally. I will injure you if I work on you and not calibrate that. It does not matter what you choose for your expedite. Whatever you choose, it leads to the recalibration. It leads to the correction of the thing that needs to be corrected at the base, at your core. That is what needs to be corrected. You are being given instruction from soul. No more is it permissible to remain in a high vibratory state, sacrificing your frequency just to fit in. That will no longer be allowed. And as you increase your frequency and expand your awareness as a natural part of your increasing frequency, that is a natural byproduct. You know what happens? You then begin to see very clearly the way the world is unfolding, the way this process is unfolding. And then you can begin making very clear decisions for your personal journey, which will have an effect on the collective journey. Choose whatever you choose. I am here for the support, the encouragement, the empowerment of all who are ready. Fuck what all the other spiritual communities are saying. We're not here as a spiritual community. That's the next religion. You know that, right? Because you can't do this, you can't do that. You have to eat this, you can't eat that. You can't use these words, you can't wear those clothes, you can't. That's another religion. We're here as sovereigns, free range humans, free to do and live and exist as we know is best for us. Forget what they say. Do what your heart and your soul is telling you. You want your life to change? You go do it. Do it. Let it change. As a matter of fact, there is this part of me that's been toying with the idea of starting the whole Black Friday thing already. So that those who need the different types of work that they need, there you go. Go ahead. Make it happen. Make it happen for yourself. Do it. Don't let that be the thing that stops you from creating the next part of your life. Do it. Be bold. Be bold. Be empowered by your boldness. Make declarations about your life. Be fearless. Don't allow the presence of fear to stop you from moving forward. Believe in yourself. Believe. Believe in your authority over yourself and your life. You have authority over yourself. Please. You need someone else's permission? No. No, you don't. You don't even need my permission. Just do it. Just do it. Make your decisions. I don't know what your decisions need to be. Make your decisions. Move boldly through life. Make it happen. Make it happen. You're scared about this and that and energy and parasites. Okay. The MEFM up activator. Not even joking. There you go. Perfect selection for you. The MEFM up activator. It's second from the bottom. The FM up activator. You know what that is? I'm activating the 3 most powerful things that I could possibly do for you as part of your self-defense. And these are automatic. You don't have to know how to work energy. There's no more excuses. No, there's no more. You can do this. You can create the next part of your life while afraid. You don't have to not be afraid. You can do it while you are. I've done so many things while afraid. And they've always turned out amazingly. Amazingly. That's why now when I feel afraid, I'm just like, all right, bitch, just tighten your shoelaces. Pull your pants up higher. Readjust your bra straps. You got this shit. I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking. Just do it. Make a decision. A decision that does not involve other people. Okay? Decide what you need. Decide what you want. What is healthy for you. Make the decision. I don't know what the topic is, but you can't stay in a static space anymore. There is no teacher that's coming. You've gotten to a point where now your soul is like, you need to be the one to decide. You need to decide what your self-worth is. What are you worth? How much are you willing to invest in yourself? Time, energy, effort, money. How much are you willing to invest in yourself? Because if you're not willing to invest in yourself, I think that's the problem. I think that's the problem. Right? I think that's the problem. I've had quite a few instances just this year where there have been situations. I know it's a test. I can't say anything. I can't do anything. I can simply encourage. I can encourage. I can tell them what the solution is, and I can keep encouraging. But if they don't make the decision, that's frustrating to me. It's heartbreaking for me. Because I see these amazing people suffering, struggling, being choked out by their own circumstance. And it's like, fuck, if you had just fucking listened to me 6 months ago, 8 months ago, you wouldn't be going through this shit. And it's going to get worse. And fuck, I can't say that shit. I can't say that. I can't say that. I'm not allowed to. And it's not even business practice. It's like, I'm not allowed to interfere. I can simply encourage, like, hey, you might want to check out this option because just like, I think you should check out this option. I can't be like, hey, you know what? If you don't do this, everything's going to be fucked up in 6 months. Everything in your life is going to be so fucked up in 6 months. I can't say that. I'm not allowed to. Because you have to be given the opportunity to choose yourself and your peace. It's hard. It's very, very hard to be in the position that I'm in. You have to choose what you are worth. Remember. All right. Celestial teacher in reverse. You're in control now. And what Sheeman Renee wrote, yep, this right here. This right here. The teacher is quiet during the test, not because he doesn't care about our results or is too busy to help us out, but because he wants us to grow. Absolutely 100%. This is why I'm not allowed to interfere. This is why I am not allowed to interfere, why I am heavily not allowed to interfere. This is not about preventing things. This is about giving you the opportunity to decide things for yourself, to understand the power of your decisions. You see, if I interfere to that degree, you're going to give me the credit for preventing the ugly things from happening, the difficulties from happening, rather than seeing like, damn, I decided something, I let you help me. And because I decided to let you help me, fuck yeah. You see how powerful my decision is? No, you don't see it like that. You see it as like, oh my God, what would I do without Emmy? You would still be living. You would still be you. This is why I'm not allowed to interfere. Rather than seeing the gravity of how powerful you are and how each decision you make takes you further down the road, either closer to something you don't want to experience or closer to your very dreams coming true. This is why I'm not allowed to interfere. This is why. But what I can do is empower you. What I can do is offer you the options that you will need to select so that you understand what it is that you are choosing for yourself. Worlds within worlds, everything that was hidden within is going to be allowed to be experienced outside of you now. Everything. 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 Including the things you're afraid of. You don't need to be afraid anymore. I understand if you are, but you don't need to be afraid anymore. You can allow yourself to acknowledge how you feel, your tentative nature, how you feel skittish, how you feel this, how you feel that. I mean, it's up to you, but you don't have to be afraid anymore. You don't have to identify as crippled by fear, right? I love this. I'm so proud of you. Look at you. Village Baby says, see, like you suggested that I have a conversation with my boss man this week, and the choice was mine whether or not to have the conversation with him. And I chose to have it, and it went great. Good. I'm so proud of you. And that is how you take accountability. That is how you hold yourself in a state of absolute authority over your life. I chose this. This is what happened. I either liked it or didn't, but at the end of the day, it was my choice. My sovereignty is intact. Beautiful. Beautiful. Unconditional love. You need to begin having unconditional love for yourself as you go through the process that you're in. The process that you're in is going to increase your awareness of what? Of the things that you need to let go of, the limitations. So, guys, hold on. Give me 1 second. There is a fire, a lunar ceremony option. It's towards the top. It's called atomic. Oops, what am I doing? Atomic doorway encryption and activation. I'll put it on the screen. This is the name of the activation. I'm going to put it on the screen, okay? This right here. Atomic doorway encryption and activation. I highly encourage those who resonate to consider this. I cannot say why. In about, what date is that? Hold on. Fucking A. In about 4 days, that would be November 1st. Fucking A. In about 4 days, November 1st, which is 11/1, it's going to come into play energetically as to why I'm saying this needs to be considered. Atomic doorway encryption activation. An encryption. I feel like I'm being creepy at this point, staring at you guys like that. Just a lot of shit, you guys. It's a lot of things. Okay, let's finish this off. Okay. Pick 1, 2, or 3. Pound sign 1, 2, or 3 in the comments. Okay. 1, 2, or 3. This is going to be kind of, do you guys like it when I do this where you get to pick 1, 2, or 3 and you kind of get almost like a little bit of a personalized read? Do you guys like that? Okay. 1, 2, or 3. Oh, my heart is pounding. My heart is just super pounding. Pounding. Okay. Let's start with number 1. Okay. Card number 34. So if you chose card number 1, right? It's card number 34, 10th house, the world. The desire for fame tempts even noble minds. Okay. In astrology, the 10th house is at the top of the zodiac. It embodies a masculine principle and represents the father or primary male influence, or at least a very powerful, influential man. It can also represent the man in a woman's life. Because the 10th house opposes the 4th house, it can sometimes represent the woman or the mother in your life. But mostly, the 10th house stands for reputation and standing. So, for some of you, this might indicate that you're going to go through something where either your reputation is going to be broadcast, presented to the world, or at the very least, your local environment, and people will begin to see you as you are, which is a very beautiful, very powerful thing, right? For others, this might mean there's going to be situations that you are not using your discernment. You're going to get sucked into that. And guess what? It's going to put your reputation into question. Your character is going to be questioned. Be careful. Be mindful. Use discernment, okay? Um, this card is an ambitious card. It is the ultimate card to have for when you need to be confident in what you are doing and to go for what you want. So go, do it. What have I been saying this whole time? Do it, 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 do it. All right. This card indicates you're about to put forth a diligent and concentrated effort, and you probably need to. Okay. That's probably something that you're needing to do right now because um you need to. You really want to make something happen. Make it happen. Do it. Okay. Let yourself do it. Let's see. The climb and advancement of your reputation is what the 10th house card means when it turns up in a spread. It also suggests looking at everything as the big picture. Okay. You're going to have to be honest. You're going to have to tell the truth. And when you do, it's going to have great bearing on the outcome of your goals. It's going to further advance your goals, which is what you want. Okay. And that is absolutely what you want. Um, let's see. Okay. Talks about the media becoming recognized. Your efforts will be recognized in some type of public forum. Layers of illusion will be removed, your essential self disclosed. This could be in relation to the public or a possible love interest. These are all really good things. Very, very, very good things. Um, let's see. Truth and honesty will decide the matter. The universe is supporting you now, but you have to just make sure that you are very honest and truthful in what you are trying to accomplish. Whoever needs to hear the truth from you, tell them the truth. Tell them. If you're afraid that they'll be upset, well, okay. Precursor to what you're going to say. It's hard for me to say this, to tell you this, because I'm afraid of disappointing you. So please just keep that in mind. I need to tell you, blah, blah, blah. Okay. All right. For those who chose number 2, hashtag pound number 2. It is card 16. So we're at number 2 now, right? It's card 16. Cancer, I feel. Your feelings are your God. The soul is your temple. Rely upon the wisdom of what you feel right now. So for many of you who chose number 2, what's happening is there's not any clarity to the degree that you need the clarity. And so you're unsure of what to do. Go based on how you feel, because how you feel is most likely going to be rooted in your intuition. Your soul is trying to prevent unnecessary events, unnecessary expenditure of your energy because you're needing to manifest something, right? So your soul is protecting you. Go with what you feel, okay? Cancers have a depth of feeling not easily seen, as if in the deepest parts of the ocean, fathoms below the surface, but where there is great power. There is great power in what you are feeling and trying to hide from yourself. Okay. Let's see. Cancerians can be downright touchy, and when feelings are bruised, cancers can come across as crabby and harsh. They feel for others deeply and are exceptionally sympathetic, but as they are highly empathic, the emotions of others can exhaust them. You have to be careful about people in your environment who are emotionally manipulative. When you feel exhausted being in someone's presence, that's a sign. Okay. That is a sign. That is a sign that maybe Just maybe. You don't need to be in their presence and they don't need to be in yours until you're done with what you need to do. Okay. Um, Cancers are resilient, endure much, and can overcome just about anything, which seems peculiar because they're so sensitive. Okay. So, this is a sign of the mother, and those ruled by Cancer tend to be overprotective of their offspring, which means they will also like to take control and take over. You have to be careful about being bossy and taking control, taking over, those type of behaviors, okay? You have to stay in your lane. I think the way that you're going to get yourself messed up is if you don't stay in your lane. That has been a very prominent message for weeks now. People who cannot stay in their lane, mind their business, attend to their own affairs. You do whatever you're going to do. Okay? You do whatever you're going to do. It ain't going to end well. And what I'm about to say is kind of harsh, but maybe it doesn't need to end well. So you can finally learn why you need to stay in your lane. It is what it is. I have Cancer in a very prominent place in my chart. And sometimes I struggle with staying in my lane. I had to learn the hard way multiple times. It's true. Some really fucked up situations. It's true. But you best believe I learned. Oh, I absolutely learned. Nope. Stay in my lane. Stay in my lane. Let's see. When this card presents itself in a reading, you can be assured emotions are high. You may want to withdraw, or you may be dealing with someone who is withdrawn or depressed at this time. There's a feeling of being connected to the unseen world, and this can include the world of ghosts and spirits. This card can indicate inherited psychic abilities and even witch blood. There's a typhoon of power behind Cancer's strong feelings. Emotions can absolutely serve as fuel for energetic psychic processes. I'm telling you. Why do you think I'm so emo? Oh, Marlene. Stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. She said, "You're not the only one that's emo." She goes, "You know it's true." It's true. Jesus loves her. Oh, yes, he does. Jesus loves her. Oh, yes, she does. Marlene is talking about someone specific. She's like, "You're just a pair of emo kids." What? So? We emo. What? Anyways. Um Let's see. There is sensitivity and emotional closeness indicated. If your question is about love, it may be a secret or involve bonded souls. This card can also mean that family or domestic issues need to be addressed. I don't need to hear you chiming in, Ocean. Okay, anyways. Okay. The sign of Cancer is known for good memory and for the ability to hold on the longest, either positively or negatively. So, although it will be hard to overlook any slights at this time, forgiveness is the best response. It could also mean that you might be dealing with a Cancerian who just won't let you go. Let it go. Let it go. Stop being a silly hoe. Let it go. Don't be a silly hoe. Okay, anyways. Okay, Cancer card in brief, witches and their power. What happens at night? The soul. Drawn in by illusion and fantasy. What is hidden? Being withdrawn, introversion, seclusion, wanting to hide away, lonely. Okay, someone's just being super emo, is what it is. It's okay if you're emo, but I mean, you can't shut down. Come on now. Secret love affairs, clandestine encounters. I'm done with this card. Y'all already heard what you need to hear. We're moving on to card number 3 because I need to eat. Okay? If you chose number 3, uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Card number 3. Okay. So, for those who chose the third card, here it is. Card number 27, third house messages. You must stay drunk on writing so reality cannot destroy you. Avoidance. Is this what's going on? Don't avoid stuff. Words have power. Now is a time to get your point across. With this card, you may also get a clearer direction in the way to proceed. The third house also represents neighborhoods and siblings. Okay. This is a part of the chart that reveals how we think, speak, and communicate. It signifies our need to know and demonstrates how we put our concepts and thoughts into words. You're in search of answers and in need of unlocking mysteries, but your mind is agile and you are able to grasp every detail right now. You may wish to express this mental suppleness through writing, speaking, and researching subject matter, which has always intrigued you. Libraries call to you. Ooh. I think for some, the library that's calling to you is the Akashic Library. I think for some, what's happening is you're needing to retrieve some of the information from your previous existences. Okay. Uh-huh. You may suddenly wake up with an idea that could turn out to be very lucrative. Yep. You may even be toying with the idea of writing a book, starting a blog, perhaps a screenplay, or a position at a local news media outlet. There couldn't be a better time than now, right? So things are being pushed. It's being pushed forward, as well as a dreamy or imaginative writing and poetry. The third house also represents dexterity, swiftness, curiosity, and figuring out the mechanisms of what makes things work. You got to put some effort into this. You got to put some effort into this and figure out what you need to do to push forward. Okay. This is the house of the mind. It's about giving and receiving information. When this card turns up, there's a need to uncover all that you can and relate the info to others. Ooh. Telling you. Set me loose upon the world so that I may share the information I've gleaned from records that were destroyed once upon a yesteryear in libraries that have burned. I'm saying, stop telling me to be quiet, Michael. Stop. Let me share the information. Okay. Third house also signifies your neighborhood, so expect events that will make a difference there. For more in-depth information, look at the surrounding cards. You guys have heard all of the surrounding cards already. Okay. Be careful how you put your thoughts and feelings into words. Other persons may not be as warm and receptive to your words and ideas as you hope them to be. This card can also mean you'll be talking your way into and out of tough situations. However, you will be mentally able to grapple with issues and sort them out well. Important documents and other paperwork are indicated. This isn't your everyday type of paper shuffling. The matter will be more significant than the usual. This card also indicates a fortunate time to start a business of your own, perhaps working in translation, creating software, or something to do with deciphering codes and messages, for example. You may also become involved in studying other languages or anything related to and working towards a common good. Meditation and relaxation are suggested when this card presents itself. If the nope, none of those cards came out. Your thoughts are likely inspired ones, and you could be having a psychic or mediumistic communication. Okay, so you're absolutely communicating with soul at this point. You need to allow yourself the opportunity to do what needs to be done, to push forward, to find the courage to do whatever it is you need to do. Go check out the QR code. See if there's anything that you are drawn to for the expedites tonight, because it's gonna be bang-a-langin', bang-a-langin', bang-a-langin'. Let's see. All right, guys, it's time to go. I've already experienced the entire gambit of human emotions on one live stream. I'm tired and I'm hungry. I'll see you guys later tonight. I believe I'm coming live at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, maybe 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I don't know. I don't know, but the link is already up. If you click on the QR code, it gives you also the link to the actual live stream on that QR code. I'll see you guys later. Make sure you push forward during this period. This is such a powerful opportunity for all of us. All of us. All of us. Okay. I'll see you guys again very soon. Bye, everyone. Give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. Join me when I'm live. I love y'all.